Hi everyone, you're welcome to my channel, and on this very video I want to consider recreation and the concept of substance use disorder. Is there really a relationship between recreation and substance use disorder? On this very video we're going to be explaining that. First of all, before we talk about that relationship, we have to look at the concept of recreation. What exactly is recreation? What would one consider to be recreative in nature? Without these three things I'm going to be listing, it implies that whatsoever we are doing or any activity we engage in is not recreational. So what are they? The first one is that any activity we engage in, if it provides us the opportunity to relax, to rejuvenate, to recharge, and it recharges our mind, it recharges our body, and then it recharges our spirit. That means it affects either recharging, relaxing, and then rejuvenating, has effect on our body, mind, and spirit. Then that particular activity is recreational. But in the absence of this, it is not recreational. Now, why do people go into substance use? People will tell you that I went into it because I want to feel relaxed, because I want to feel high, because it gives me the sense or the feelings of highness. It makes me able to confront situation, to face people, to stand the stage, to get inspiration, to be able to eat well, to get appetite for food, and to be able to sleep well, and to relax, and so on. Now, if you look at those different reasons that people will give to you why they started using substance or why they're still using substance, you see it relates with what recreation has to do. That's why people consider substance use as a recreational activity, although negative in form, right? Now, let's go to the definition of recreation. Recreation refers to any activity or experience that provides enjoyment, relaxation, and personal fulfillment. So you now see that it relates with the reason why people go into substance use. Because some people go into it because of fun, some people to relax, and why some person to have that sense of fulfillment. For instance, people that use it as appetizer for sexual activities. So you will see that they use it for recreational purposes. Now, what are the forms of recreation? It's important for us to note that recreation comes in various forms, four of which we are going to consider. The first one is that recreation can either be passive or active. Passive in the sense that you are not actively involved. Your whole body is not actively involved in it. It can be active in the sense that your whole body is involved in it. For instance, playing woods is not your whole body involved in it, but playing soccer is your whole body involved in it, and you are exerting a lot of physical energy. While in the passive form, you are only exerting mental energy. Now, the next one is that it can be individualized or in group based. So you can either be engaging in that recreational activity as a group or as an individual. For instance, video games can be individual, it can also be group. Now we have recreation in form of indoor activities or outdoor recreational activities, right? So those ones that you can do at the comfort of your room is regarded as indoor recreational activities, while those ones you cannot do, that must be done outside your room, is considered as outdoor recreational activities. The last one, which is virtual, which improves our level of response to anxiety, which helps us to perform different activities very well, and also help us to sleep very well, and it also help to boost our immune system, you see. Whereas substance use as a recreation is not going to help us sleep well, except the substance induces sleep. And also, it's not going to boost our immune system, rather it's going to make our immune system prone to disease conditions. The next one we need to know is that it doesn't help us to perform tasks very well. It only would help performance by making you perform it haphazardly or aggressively, right? But in a calm, collective way, substance use does not help to perform activities very well. And the next one we need to consider is that people engage in recreational activities for the sake of having an optimal mental health, which helps to reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety and improves our mood, promotes cognitive functioning, which is a major reason why people go into recreational activity. The last one, but not the least, is that people go into recreational activity for the sole purpose of social connection. So you see that people tend to bond during recreational activity. For instance, those that go for camping and so on, most persons even find their life partner during recreational activities or camping events or during functions, okay? And then people also develop social skills. There are people that learn new recreational activity. For instance, someone that could not play Monopoly can learn how to. Somebody that could not play soccer will learn how to. Someone that cannot swim will learn how to. So this, and so in some cases, some person will even develop skills on how to play soccer very well. From normal recreational soccer game will now become a professional soccer game to the individual. Now, what are the benefits of recreational activity? The benefit of recreational activity, which is the function of recreational activities to individual, is that one, it improves productivity. It helps people return refreshed and to also focused. It helps people to return back focused and refreshed, which will help performance, improve our performance. Now, the next one is that it increases creativity. For some recreational activities that have to do with brainstorming, it helps people, on the other hand, to inspire them to have new ideas, and then it promotes problem solving skills, which is a very critical point to consider during recreational activities. The third one is that it helps for better work-life balance. So you must make out time for you to relieve, to rewind, and to revive after the long day activity, after all the stresses of life. All right, this is the work of recreation. It reduces the risk of burnout, which I have talked about. So if you want to really consider, because burnout, as I've said in one of my videos, I said that research have proven that 75% of persons before the age of 30 would suffer one form of burnout or the other, which is as a result of extreme and chronic stress. And burnout in most cases can result in loss of life. So for better understanding, we can check out that video in the comment box. I'll also leave a link in the description box. Another thing we need to consider, which is a major benefit of recreational activities, is that it helps in personal growth. So recreational activities can challenge us to try new things, to try out new ideas, to try out new things, new steps. It helps us to step out of our comfort zone. For instance, the camping, the swimming, and so on. And also help us to develop new skills. For instance, I mentioned that aspect of the normal playing of soccer for recreational activity to playing it as a professional career. So that is the role of recreational activity. It can lead to personal growth. What are the types of recreational activities? Recreational activities has different types. The first one is that there is the physical type. This one has to do with this, your whole body engaging in it. For instance, the sport and activities such as dancing and soccer game is the physical type of recreational activity. We have the cognitive type. This one, it has to do with our mind. Right, this is the one that leads to brainstorming, creating of new ideas, and so on. So we have those activities that challenges our mind, such as puzzle games, brainstorming, and learning new skills. All right, some may even be riding of bikes, such as bikers, and so on. Right. Now we have the third type of recreational activity, which is the creative type of recreational activities. This one involves recreational activities such as art, music, and writing. So writing is a form of recreational activities if we never knew. Music is a form of recreational activity if we never knew. And then art works also, including acting itself, is a form of recreational activity because it tends to divert our mind from either the challenges we are facing or things that have stressed us out. The next one we need to consider is that there is a social type of recreational activity. This one involves socializing with other persons, such as the camping, the jogging clubs, joining clubs, organizing and attending events. Now, what are the role of recreational activity? The major role of recreational activity is that it is diversional in nature. It serves as a diversional therapy, which for substance user, it will divert their attention from the use of substance. And then for persons who go into substance use because of boredom, involving themselves in recreational activity will help to eliminate that moment of boredom. And then for some person which say it helps them to calm down or to rewind, if they find recreational activity that are pleasurable to them, it will help them to refresh, to rewind, and to relax very well. And then during recreational activities, there is no way you can be involving in some recreational activity and then you are still thinking about substance. For instance, the checkers game or the soccer game. You see, during the participation, you see that your mind is off any challenges you are facing or off any prevailing circumstance as at that very moment. Now, the next thing is that, as we have earlier said, it can even lead to productivity. It can lead to connection. There are people that have met persons during things such as volleyball game, basketball games, and then some person during cricket games and so on. And they have even gotten jobs, they have even gotten life partners and so on. These are the advantages of recreational activities over substance use. Now, back to the call to action or strategies for us to replace substance use with a positive recreational activity instead of resorting to substance use as a form of recreational activity, but to implement or to participate in a positive recreational activity that will have least negative effects on our health, on our life, our career, and our growth. So what are those strategies? First of all, it has to be something, any recreational activity you are picking up has to be one that you derive enjoyment and pleasure out of it. But the pleasure to the degree that it is not excessive, so that you will not crave for more where you need to resort back to substance use. So the first one is that it must be something that will give you what? Joy. The next one is that you must find it the one that will replace the substance use. You must find the one that will replace the substance use. And then the next one is that no matter the fact that it gives you excitement and divert your attention and so on, it should not be a form of recreational activity that you must use substance alongside. For instance, some venues where they play snooker game, you find out that substance users or substance use also takes place during those games. And then even in places where they play football and so on, some person may even be using the substance in that environment. So any recreational activity you're engaging in should be one that the environment, they are not using substance, and the people that involve in it are not people that uses substance. That's the target for people that are already users, or persons that wants to recover, a person that doesn't want to go into that, are trying to prevent it, right? The next one is that you must prioritize recreation in your activity, in your schedule recreation. Prioritize time, moment for you to revitalize, moment for you to recreate, moment for you to recharge, moment for you to relax. It mustn't be work, as we know that popular idiom that say that all work without play make Jack a dull boy. So if you're always working without moments of relaxing, it may lead you to burnout, where most persons will resort back to substance use. All right. The next one we have to consider is you have to keep trying new ideas, try new things. Don't just remain in the old pattern, the old way, the old recreational activity you knew. So try new ones, try new activities, try to match with other persons, and then ensure that it is not always you that carry out that recreational activity. It should be the group based. Try to mix between individual recreational activity and group based recreational activity, indoor and outdoor recreational activities. And then at the same time, prioritize self-care, in the sense that when you see that it is overwhelming, you try to reduce it. Don't go involve yourself in recreational activity that will make you overexhausted, that you start having body pains and so on, that will make you resort back to what? Substance use. At the same time, you must also find fun and joy in what you are actually doing or participating in as a form of recreational activity. So find joy in it. Try to make out joy. Try to divert your mind in it. See it as a positive way that will cause you least effect on your health. So having understood all this, I believe as at this point, we have now seen that recreation have a relationship, have a link with substance use. As we have earlier said, that recreational activities has three major philosophy, which is one is that it must give joy, it must give excitement, it must recharge, it must relax you, and then it must revitalize you, it must make you feel alive, you must find pleasure in it, which are some of the reasons why people go into substances, because they want to recharge, they want to relax, they want to have fun, they want to divert their mind from a particular thing, maybe something that was provoking them. And then for some persons, they will tell you that I cannot eat without taking substance, or I cannot sleep if I don't use substance. So you have seen that recreational activity, the philosophy behind it, are some of the reasons why people go into substance use. But the sole purpose of this video is to let us know that there are other recreational activities that can replace this with better benefit to our health and least negative impact on our health. Having understood this, if this video makes sense to us and is quite educative and informative, let me know in the comment box. I look forward to that moment where this particular channel becomes your most favorite click. But as of this point, thank you and stay blessed. See you on subsequent videos.